So I've been spending a couple of hours every day, well, a couple of minutes, whenever I have time, every day playing a little bit of Castlevania Order of Ecclesia. I made a video talking about this a while back. With it, I have officially completed my Castlevania collection. I've played every game in the series that I legitimately want to play, and I think I am through with everything that's necessary to play for a Castlevania game. Of course, I played Super Castlevania 4, I've played 1, I've played all the Game Boy Advance games, have played all... I'm in the process of finishing Order of Ecclesia, the last game in the DS series, and after that we are set. Finally be able to consider myself a true legit Castlevania fan who's played everything good in the series. But going into Order of Ecclesia, I wasn't really sure what to expect. I had some inkling as to what it was. I knew it took a little bit more of the classic Vania approach with it, and that kind of had me concerned for a little bit. I was kind of concerned how Iga was going to handle developing this thing, and my concerns were absolutely misplaced. Right off the bat, I am presented with great challenging situations, really interesting new innovations for the franchise, including being able to a level select screen and just, an interesting combat system, a more fleshed out combat system, stellar boss fights. I legit think that the second boss in this game is probably better than most final bosses. I'm not even kidding. The sprite work is gorgeous. It has these crazy movements. You have to use your powers to fling yourself around the room to avoid its attacks. It is stellar. And Again, yet another game that's more difficult than Dark Souls. I have to keep pointing this out because I don't think people take me seriously when I say stuff like this, but I really have to emphasize Order of Ecclesia, I think, is a better Dark Souls than Dark Souls. The combat is tighter, the mechanics are more fun, it doesn't have the tedious nature that Dark Souls does. I just enjoy so much about this game. And playing this game that feels like the team at Konami had really come up with something spectacular, truly something great. And to see them just wither away into nothing, forced to leave Konami, forced to rebuild from scratch and make a new IP in Bloodstained, which, although it does have its merits, is nowhere near as good. It's very, very disappointing. Castlevania was yet another victim of being extremely mismanaged by Konami. Not necessarily to the extent that Metal Gear was, right? Metal Gear was severely overproduced. I would say Castlevania was underproduced. These games really do look like Game Boy Advance games in a lot of ways. They don't look good at all. By the standards. This thing came out in 2008, I think. By that point, we were getting HD games on other consoles. Crazy low budget games, but boy are they fun. I like them more and more as I get older. I just I love the entire DS trilogy. I love the Game Boy Advance trilogy. I just think all of these games are spectacular, and it's such a shame that we stopped getting new ones. And one of the things that really sets Order of Ecclesia apart, as I mentioned previously, is that not only does it have new mechanics in this one, it's structured completely differently. It plays a lot more like a classic Vania, a 2D side-scrolling platforming action game, right? As opposed to the Metroidvania style. You still have RPG mechanics, but you really are just trying to fight your way through any given area, as opposed to exploring it and finding items like you would in other games. There are a lot of hallways loaded with enemies, and that almost seems like it would be boring, but it actually does feel a lot like a classic Castlevania game. It's a mix between the old and the new, the classic and the new Iga style, the Metroid-like style, and that to me really makes me happy, because I think this game is a really good send-off for the series. I think it's a good way to end it. I think they did a great job. So yeah, congratulations Konami for putting out one last great Castlevania game.